Hi guys, so I'm back today filming a Birkenstock review video, and if anyone of you guys know me in real life, you guys know that I wear Birkenstocks religiously. So I briefly mentioned in my July favorites video that why I like Birkenstocks and whatnot, and I just thought that might as well go full out and do a review because I like to talk and I like to talk about every little detail, so I feel like a review video would be helpful for those of you guys that are on edge about buying these shoes. And if you're like me, I'm always looking for reviews, or I'm always looking for whatever people comment about the shoes because I want to know if I'm spending my money in the right area or not. So I hope this video is super helpful to you guys that are on edge or iffy about buying Birkenstocks, or not even that. If you guys are wondering what's the craze about Birkenstocks, hopefully I can open your eyes maybe a little bit. So I'm just gonna preface by saying that Birkenstocks are really not for everyone. I feel like a lot of people are turned off by the appearance of the shoe, but hey, everyone has a preference, everyone has a taste. So basically, I've been wearing Birkenstocks for about 2 years now, and I know it's such a long time. Yeah, I started wearing them in like the sophomore or junior year of high school. So I've been wearing them for quite some time now, and I wear them for long amounts of time, like going on a walk, going on a bike ride, going shopping. I wear them everywhere pretty much. And so yeah, I've been wearing it for 2 years. I own 2 pairs now. I own one pair in the color stone and one pair in the color brown, and I'll show you guys the close-ups of those shoes later. But now I'm going to go into the pros of the shoe. So I really enjoy how the number one thing I like about these shoes is that they are so comfortable. And I think that if you guys struggle with arched feet like I do, and like I said in my July favorites video, I also briefly mentioned this, but if you guys struggle with arched feet, you guys know how just painful it is to walk in sandals that are flat, or shoes that don't have any support. I totally get you. I'm right there with you. So that's why when I found out that Birkenstocks were really good for supporting your feet, I was just right on top of it. The second reason why I like it is just it's so efficient and so convenient. What I mean by that is because it's just a sandal, like as with any other sandal that's like a slide or a slip-on, it's really easy to just put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. And if you are constantly on the go, or let's say you're late for school, you have a busy lifestyle and you're constantly on the go, you want to be able to slip your shoe right in, on and off, and not necessarily have to waste time like lacing up your shoes and stuff like that. The third reason why I like the shoe is that just like leather would, the Birkenstocks kind of mold to your feet. So I know rainbow sandals, the flip-flop sandals, they do the same thing as well, but they're a leather material, versus Birkenstocks, they're kind of like a cork material. So if you are obviously wearing the shoe a lot and you're wearing it down, the cork material leaves an imprint of your actual foot. So every time you wear it, it's like right catered towards your foot shape. So like I said, a lot of leather items do this too, but I noticed that Birkenstocks, although they aren't leather, they do this as well. And that brings me to my next point. Because it's cork, it's super light. And I know some people might be against or for that, because if you want a light shoe, if you're traveling a lot, or like if you just don't want to wear heavy shoes, I don't know. I think my last thing I like about these shoes are the longevity of it, pretty much. So I've owned my first pair of Birkenstocks, like I said, about 2 years ago, or like a year and a half ago, and I religiously wore them almost like 90% of the week. And I wore them in the rain, I wore them in the dirt, I wore them in all weather conditions pretty much. And they have still held strong, but the only thing I can comment on is that the glue is starting to detach from the actual sole of the shoe. So I think honestly that only came with all the sweat that was put in the shoe and all the rain and all the water that ruined it, which is my fault, but that just proves to show you that wearing it in the water or anything like that, it'll still hold up, but just not as the pristine condition you first bought it as, obviously. But I noticed, like, not to bag on other shoes, but if you were to wear leather shoes in the water, it immediately starts to crack, or you can see the flaws in the shoe. But with these Birkenstocks, wearing it I wore it when it was like pouring rain. My feet were literally just fully submerged in the water, but I came out of that day and I still wore the Birkenstocks quite often. And my cons would be, I did notice in my first pair of Birkenstocks, the one I wore for about 2 years, it did start to smell, and I honestly only think it's because I just treated it so terribly. Like, I wore it in the water, and I wore it when you shouldn't be, in weather conditions you shouldn't be wearing it in, which is mostly water. So it did start to smell, but other than that, I really can't say anything that I dislike about the shoe. Yes, there is the whole stigma that Birkenstocks are super ugly, why would you wear them? They're like Jesus sandals, which I could see why people think that. I agree with that too. At first, I hated Birkenstocks. I thought they were the ugliest shoes ever, and then I caved in because I tried them on for the first time, and they were so comfortable. But I honestly don't think that the shoes look bad at all. Like, I don't think the appearance looks bad, but I don't know. I think it's just a taste that will grow on you eventually. So that's pretty much the only con I have, is that they started to smell a little bit, but other than that, there's really no other con I can think of. And probably the price point, which it is about $100 for these sandals, but like I always say, like the couponer and bargainer I am, you can always find different outlets of buying anything, any product. So my first pair of Birkenstocks I got off of eBay, and they retail for like $90 to $100, but I got them for $40. So that was like insane. So there are Birkenstocks that come in different materials. There's suede and there's also leather. The suede one is about $30 more expensive, but I think it's a beautiful shoe. But I don't know if I'd be willing to spend $130 on a shoe like that. But I always opt for the leather ones, which is just the traditional ones. And I really like how Birkenstocks come in like an array of colors. Like, there's literally any color you can think of, it comes with. And I think that a lot of people think that they have to opt more towards the black Birkenstock, but personally the black Birkenstock is, I think, in my opinion, the worst looking one, because it just looks very, especially on a woman's foot, I think it looks very androgynous. Like, it looks a little too masculine for my liking, but I've seen women pull it off beautifully. And I think men that wear black Birkenstocks, I think that looks great too, but I usually opt for a neutral color. So like I said, I have the stone color, which is like a grayish / mauve color, and then I have a brown one. I've also seen navy blue ones. I've seen the taupe one, which is called taupe suede. That's one that's about $130. I think that one looks great too. I've seen white ones. I've seen like, there's a lot that you can do a lot with it, because they also come with like embellishments. They also come with printed Birkenstocks, but that's all in your preference. I personally just like sticking to the neutral color one. So basically what I'm trying to get at is that with Birkenstocks, I really advise you guys to just be creative with the color you choose, because like I said, I didn't like the black one on my foot personally, but when I tried a different color on, I fell in love. So I think all the neutral colors at Birkenstocks, with the color palette that they have, I think all of them look great. So pretty much like anything you choose, you can't go wrong with it. And I usually don't have any problem pairing my Birkenstocks with my outfits, especially if they're a neutral color. You shouldn't have any problem. Okay, now I'm gonna go in like an in-depth review of the shoe itself. So here's one pair of Birkenstocks. It has the Birkenstock logo here, along with the buckles here. It has the inside Birkenstock logo, and then it also says made in Germany, authentic right here. And then it has the European size up here, and so that's basically how it looks on the inside. And then the sole looks like this, which is just like a grid print, and I think it just helps with traction. So if you're walking in like slippery areas, it helps you stay footed, stay in place. I am such a loss for words. Okay. You guys get what I mean. And then these buckles are actually functional. That's amazing. There's so many stores nowadays that they put fake pockets. Why would you put fake pockets? Why? So you can actually undo them, which I'm going to show you now. And you could open it up like that. So as you can see, the inside, it is like a cork material. So it's not leather, the straps are leather, but the sole is cork material. Just be aware of that. And then, as you can see, I don't know if this is like really weird, but you can see my like toe imprints, and that's what I mean by, since it's cork, I feel like it really sinks in and it really copies the outline of your foot. And this is what I mean by, you can see that the strap is starting to pull away from the cork because I wore it in water so much. but I'll show you. So it's just like a slight minor, it's not even anything big, like I don't think this would bother anybody else, but just because I'm doing an in-depth review, as you can see, like it's starting to pull away from it, but doesn't really bother me. The shoe feels exactly the same to me.
Hole in my heart, I couldn't change. I didn't know what was supposed to. Stuck in the